You get in the car and he drove to go hospital. Along the way, Minho wanted to say something but hesitated to voice out. After arriving at the hospital, you prepare to leave. Only then he dared to call you. Miss Kim, you stopped whatever you're doing and look at him. Speak, I see you are holding it all the way along. What you want to ask? He quickly cleared his throat. Do you still love young master? It stunned you. You had thought all kind of questions that Minho might wanting to ask you, but didn't expect it to be these words. Do you still love him? To tell you the truth, young master asked me to still call you young madam. That's why I wanted to ask for young master. Do you still love him? You keep silent for a moment and fix your gaze on his face seriously. Lee Min Ho, I remember what you did for me in the past. I know you were very protective of me back then. I also know that you really treated me as a young madam of Joan family. But 5 years have passed. To you, I am no longer to your young madam. He was analyzed by you, just like that, making him embarrassed of his words. There are all human nature. It's normal for you to have such a thoughts, but the same logic. My state of mind is same as yours. He looked at you in the eyes. John Jungkook now is a stranger to me. Then you, he couldn't believe it. His lips slightly parted. The woman he knew was found to be with his young master. You mean that you don't like young master anymore? You looked at the side. Many things do not need to be so persistent when time passes. This is a really good machine. Thinking back then, it will be unable to pass the time. But 5 years had been passed in the blink of eye. You had thought countless times that it will be hard to face him again, but didn't expect that it to be like this. It would no longer be like before. It would no longer have to be this man. You slightly smiled, understanding what Minho was thinking. Do you think I am entangled with your young master now? Lee Minho, he is the one who saved me from a death. That's why I am repaying this kindness. Moreover, he is my client now. Don't worry, once he recovers and our deal would be done, then we will not get in contact. I will naturally stay far from him. I will not hurt your young master again. Minho snapped his gaze to you and understand what you mean. He somehow gritted his teeth. Then do you know that no matter what you do now, you will still hurt him? From the day you appeared in front of young master, this injured was destined. You looked at him firmly. So you mean it was a mistake for me to appear? To come back own home? Minho was in guilt. He looked away and said softly, That's not what I mean. Then what do you mean? This woman is making him speechless. You didn't make things difficult for this man, and smiled, saying softly, All right, I can understand your worry towards your young master. No matter what, I can't change your thoughts, and I will do as I said. Once deal is done, I will cut the contact with him. Thank you for sending me here. I will go first. You left, not giving him chance to speak. He is not against couple, but things had changed and it's not good for both to keep pestering. With the time pass, things will change and fade away. But what about his young master? Why was he still so persistent? He had been waiting for this woman for 5 years. But what about this woman? Things had changed long ago. All Minho knew was the painful desire of his young masters. When you entered the ward, you saw him leaning on pillows in front. Probably in your absence, someone made it for him to rest. You couldn't help but wanted to touch him. But first you put things on the side table. Hearing a sound, man who had been waiting for this particular woman lifted his head from pillows. He looked at you with his sparkling eyes. You are here. The joy in his eyes made you surprised somehow. You nodded slightly. Yes, how are you today? How's your injuries? Feeling better? He didn't speak, but gestured you to go there. You blinked for a while, but walked to him. What's wrong? The moment you walked to him, he cupped your cheeks. It was so fast that you couldn't react in that time. His lips is dry and soft with little bit coldness. Your eyes are wide open for a second, as if he is afraid that you would refuse by the time you came to you react. He had already pulled back and laid his head on pillows innocently. What was that? What's with this man? How could he? You are really angry and raise your hand to hit him, but he deliberately show his wrong expression. I am a patient. He successfully made you stop in the mid. Didn't you ask about my injuries? If I kiss you, I will recover faster. You were still mad and sneered. Is that so? Why don't you go home and get kisses instead of medicine to recover faster? He raised his brow coldly. If you are willing to be my personal nurse, then I am naturally willing to stay home and get lots kiss. Don't even think about it. You roll your eyes and wipe your lips. Look, it's because you who's unwilling, not because I don't want to leave hospital. His lips curled up. This man, you scolded him in your heart and take out thermos to give him his meal. It's just merely plain porridge again. You had give meat to stray cat. Now you feel very good about it. You smiled evilly and serve him bowl of porridge, your dinner. He was waiting for you to cook him so he didn't eat much at lunch. But now, seeing there is only a bowl of porridge, he is little depressed. Is that it? You fake smile, showing your concern. What else? You are so badly injured. What you want to eat beside porridge? It's good to have porridge, right? He couldn't help frowning. Hospital's food is such a hospitalish, and if patient eat it, then God knows where they gonna have energy. And this woman deliberately torturing him. But I ate porridge yesterday, and now I want other dishes. Yesterday is yesterday. Until you don't recover, you won't be getting any other dishes beside porridge. You sat beside her. He couldn't help but sigh in hurt. It seemed that this woman really gave him porridge only. Did you cook this porridge by yourself? You snorted. No, I bought it by the roadside. What was with this woman? Is she mad because he had kissed her, deliberately showing her stubbornness in front of him? Could he not know that how it will look like the roadside porridge? His lips curled up and held the bowl of porridge before started to drink it. It's white, but when he tastes it, he can taste all kind of flavors. As this woman had personally cooked it and brought it over for him, it's more than enough. You looked at him by side, drinking bowl of porridge, and felt wrong. You can't eat porridge without having some side dish. Jungkook was thin to begin with his masculine body. In addition, he is injured this time, which made him look even thinner. He didn't say anything and drink the porridge. You felt that you had gone too far. He is injured behalf of you. You coughed lightly and stood up. Do you want to eat fruit? I just bought it. He narrowed his eyes. Now, you just realized that he had just finished porridge and it's not suitable to eat fruits. It's cold and it's best to eat during day. You looked away in frustration and didn't talk to him. Ward fell into silence. When you looked back to him, he is laying there quietly. The person who used to look tall and bored was now sleeping like a child. He looked very pitiful. You close your eyes, pursing your lips. You can't be soft-hearted for this man. You don't have to feel sorry for him. Just because he's injured, he's willing. Yes, that's it. You don't know what to do. You sat there for a while, then went to close the door of wards and saw a small bed for a visitor, so you went to sleep there. Anyway, he have pillows now and he look comfortable there. So why you will bother to be his human cushion like last night, stupid women? Not long after, you heard male voice. Who he calling stupid women? You looked around but found no one. There is only two human. He is man and you You are not sleeping with me tonight? You looked at his direction. What did you say? Who slept with you? You, he smiled. Didn't you lend me your legs last night? Don't even think about it. My legs has been numb all day and I almost can't walk. It sounds pleasing to his ears. In another meaning, you can't be like that. Your back is injured and you want me to become crippled along with you, right? His lips carried a blissful smile. What? It's just a one night and you are already complaining. What if my back ache more like that? Can you lend? I don't want to. I want to sleep here. Beside, you have pillows and it looked comfortable. It's much convenient than my legs. Jungkook looked at the chair in front with three pillows piled off, then suddenly felt that it was not pleasing to the eye, but thinking about it carefully, you are willing to come and accompany him. Why did he asking so much? He decided to let you sleep on the small bed. After that, Ward quietened down. He didn't say anything after that, and you thought he should have tacitly agreed, so you closed your eyes to sleep. The accident of attacking acid by Kim Dahyun was keep flashing in front of your eyes that you started to see things like you're sleeping in the small bed but feel like someone is watching you. And the wind makes sound and you felt that there is someone behind the door. Suddenly you sat up and get down from the bed just to check up, to make sure if there is someone behind the door or not. Where are you going? Your body froze and immediately looked back. He's sitting there staring at you after seeing you get down from the bed. I thought there is someone behind the door. What? You frowned and ignored him, then went to see corridor. It's empty. Why you felt that there is actually someone? Maybe day's dream affect you. What are you looking at? You sensed something and turned around to look at him, just to see him getting down from bed, walking towards you. Hurry up and sit back. It's none of your business. You scolded him, realizing that it would affect his wound. He knitted his brow, seeing your frown. What did you see? He stared at you seriously. You are not sure if you should tell him or not. It's just merely fear of yours. Kim Dahyun. Hearing that woman's name, his eyes turned darker and reached out to pull you behind. Then look around. The corridor was empty. Everyone was asleep by now. You bit your lower lips and stared at his back blankly. He wouldn't believe you, would he? After a while, he walked back and closed the door behind, pulling you in the ward, not saying anything. You were a little annoyed. What was that? Why he didn't say anything, instead pulled you. You wanted to shake his hand, but remembered the injuries. You expressed your irritation. You don't believe me, right? He stopped and turned to look at your serious face. He couldn't help but laugh softly. How could I not believe you? Even if I don't believe anyone, I believe in you. Then what's the point of not saying anything after checking? Did he saw anyone there? The word liar almost came out of your mouth, but you held it. Then why did you pull me in? If anyone, Kim Thaun is really be outside the door, then I might be able to find her. After finding her, you looked at the man in disbelief. What? I am asking you, what will happen after you find it? It's already late in the night. Do you think she would come here for no reason? You are going outside to find her to have trouble. Didn't she taught you lesson last day? You want to face the danger again? His tone turned cold. Are you accusing me? You find it kind of funny. He became silent. If it were not for you, I wouldn't have gotten involved with such a terrifying woman. Why did you provoke her? You could just go on blind date with her. Why you have to involve me in it? If it's not for you, then Kim Thain wouldn't have thought, then targeted me. Who are you throwing a tantrum at now? I don't like her, then why I would go blind date with her? You scoffed. You don't like her and still went. How many blind dates did you have with her? You became little irritated and he's probably pissed by now. Maybe he wanted to explain it to you. Suddenly he grabbed your wrist. and coldly said, "Even if I had several blind dates, if I remember correctly, then you were there too, were not you? You stared at him blankly and tried to pull your wrist from his grip." "That's because I didn't know that you both were having blind dates. If I knew you were there, then I definitely wouldn't go." "Really?" he sneered. "You don't want to go where I am, and now you're here taking care of me? Why, don't you think that things are not going as you wish?" Suddenly it made you emotionless. It's the fact that things are not going according to your plan. It's going on unbelievable direction. This was a very terrifying thing. "This have nothing to do with me. No matter what happens, you and she were blind dates and you just need to have peaceful dates with her. I like you. How can I have dates with her?" he rudely interrupted, making you flinch. What nonsense this person talking about? You're really angry when you about to walk away from him. Suddenly you felt warmth from behind. He hugged you from behind. You were stunned and the heart started to beat faster. "Don't push me to someone else. Even if you don't want it, don't push me out." His tone was low and filled with deep sadness. For a moment, you actually felt a bit of gratitude. "But this person is cruel back then. Let go of me," you said in a low voice. "Then promise me that you will not push me to someone else." "This matter ends here. Stop. Don't bring up this topic again. I really felt that Kim Taeyeon is dangerous. She's still free out there. I want to make a call." Hearing seriousness in your tone, he slowly let go, but before he fully let you go, the soft touch made your neck shrink. He had already pulled away. You glanced at the door and went to make call in the bathroom carefully. He saw all this small movement. It seemed that this woman is really scared. Furthermore, Thayon is still out and police trying to reach her. Thinking about it, he take out his phone to make a call to his assistant. Meanwhile, two rings and the other line didn't pick up her phone, making you panic. What's going on? Are they okay? You keep trying again and again. On the fifth call, other party pick up her phone. You almost cried hearing familiar voice. "Sarang, what happened? What's wrong with you? Why don't you answer the call just now?" Jenny was confused. She couldn't feel your nervousness. "I was taking bath and I didn't hear it. Where's Rowoon? You guys went back to mention, right?" Jenny informed that they're okay and Rowoon went to sleep early as he have classes tomorrow. You asked her to check him up time to time in case. You don't need to worry about them as Kim mentioned have many guards and maids that unknown people couldn't enter freely. Furthermore, there is your brother and you don't have to worry about it, and he can also stay safe at school as teachers will not let him go to some strangers. After hanging call, you came back to ward and found that man had sat back in his place. The moment you came out, he stared at you with his hot gaze. It annoyed you. It seemed that this person really didn't know what trouble he had caused. Why the hell he had to go blind date with such a scary woman and came to provoke you. It's fine as long as they didn't involve you, but now it felt that the danger was everywhere. You have to worry about your son and family. This had developed to this instant, so you decided to have a good talk with him today. You took initiative to walk and sat in front of him. "Jungkook, let's talk."